Hi, my topic is storage organization. First of all, we have to discuss runtime environments. Runtime environments is a state of the target machine which may include software libraries, environments, variables, etc. to provide services to the processes running in the system. The runtime environments deals with layout and allocation of storage, access to variable and data, linkage between procedures, parameter passing, interfaces to OS, I/O devices, etc. The places of data objects that can be determined at compile time will be allocated statically, but the places for some of the data objects will be allocated at runtime. The allocation and deallocation of the data object is managed by the runtime support package. The runtime support package is loaded together with the generated target code. And the structure of the runtime support package depends on the semantics of the programming language, especially the semantics of procedures in that language. And the storage organization. Compilers deals with the logical address space. The management and organization of this logical address space is shared between the compiler, operating system, and target machine. The operating system maps the logical address to physical address. And the runtime memory is divided into some blocks which are called static, heap, free memory, and stack. The memory location for code are determined at compile time, usually placed in the low end of memory. And in static, some of the size of some program data are known at compile time. It can be placed in static. And left are the dynamic space areas, which the size changes during program execution. In heap, it grows towards higher address and stores data allocated under program control. And in stack, it grows towards lower address and stores activation records. The storage layout for data object is strongly influenced by the addressing constraints of target machine. And now, the topic activation record. The information needed by a single execution of a procedure is managed using a contiguous block of storage called the activation record. An activation record is allocated when a procedure is entered and it is deallocated when that procedure exited. Size of each field can be determined at compile time, although actual location of the activation record is determined at runtime. Except that if the procedure has a local variable and its size depends on a parameter, its size is determined at the runtime. And here, the contents of activation records. The contents of activation records are return value, actual parameters, optional control link, optional access link, saved machine status, local data, and temporaries. The returned value of the called procedure is returned in this field to the calling procedure. In practice, we may use a machine register for the return value. The field for actual parameters is used by the calling procedure to supply parameters to the called procedure. And the optional control link points to the activation record of the caller. And the optional access link is used to refer to non-local data held in other activation records. And the field for saved machine status holds information about the state of the machine before the procedure is called. And the field of local data holds data that local to an execution of a procedure. And temporary variables is stored in the field of temporaries. Now, static and dynamic storage management. Static storage, the storage allocated at the time of compilation. It can neither extended or returned to the memory pool or bank of free storage. And in dynamic storage, it allows users to allocate or deallocate memory as per the requirement during the execution of programs. It is suitable to multi-programming environments also. First of all, we can discuss static versus dynamic storage allocation. The major differences between static and dynamic memory allocations. In static memory allocation, the variables get allocated permanently. But in dynamic memory allocation, variables get allocated only if your program unit gets active. And in static, allocation is done before program execution. And in dynamic, allocation is done during program execution. And in static, it uses the static data structure for implementing static allocation, and in dynamic, it uses the data structure called heap for implementing dynamic allocation. And static are less efficient and dynamic are more efficient. In static, there is no memory reusability, but there are memory reusability and memory can be freed when not required in dynamic. In static it uses early binding, and in dynamic it uses late binding. Then static storage. With the static storage, the location of every variable is fixed, allocated and known at the compile time. In principle, every variable has a fixed constant machine address. One uses the word binding to mean an association of a property with an entity in a programming language. All binding of storage location to program names occur at compile time. It is known as early binding. The bindings are fixed and unchanged throughout runtime. The drawback with the static storage allocation is that the size and position of data object should be known at compile time. In dynamic storage allocation, there are two approaches in dynamic storage allocation: stack allocation, heap allocation. Stack allocations are restricted but simple and efficient. A stack-based organization keeps all the free space together in one place. And in heap allocation, it is more general but less efficient, more difficult to implement. Heap allocation must be used when the allocation and releases are unpredictable. Then stack allocation. Stack allocated memory are used in stack allocation. A runtime stack is a simple and efficient way to provide the storage needed for function calls. Here, when a function is called, memory is allocated for all of its parameters and local variables. And each active function call has memory on the stack, current function call on top. When a function call terminates, the memory is deallocated. For example, here we give an example. Main function calls function, and the call f is a function which calls a function g. Then the g function recursively calls the g function. It means the stack allocation supports the recursion process. And when a function is called, all storage needed for the function is allocated on the stack in a section called the activation record. The storage includes room for the return address, the return value, actual parameters passed to the function, and any variable declared within the function. The activation record also holds location for temporary values and pointers to other parts of the stack. On return from the function, the storage on the stack is deallocated. And the heap allocation. In heap allocation, memory consists of allocated areas and free areas. The most flexible allocation scheme is heap-based allocation. Here the storage can be allocated and deallocated dynamically at arbitrary times during program execution. This will be more expensive than either static or stack-based allocation global variables. Heap memory is allocated in a more complex way than stack memory. Thank you.